Hand clap to the master, guys. We are finally back again for another reaction on this year Mystelics reaction, guys. Let us get into it right there. Now, guys, you might be wondering what on earth is going on the screen right there, guys. This is actually in the Picard region, and of course, it's a rather interesting thing that we have noticed right there. I'm not sure if this has been rectified, but this
light pole overhanging the road in the Picard region, Picard Granville area, and the wind is very windy. So everybody please be careful out there, and the authorities.
So it seems like this thing must have bent as a result of the wind. I used to see a number of them coming down the Point Wrong region, where there were a number of them hanging over. I'm not sure if it was as a result of the wind or somebody. there seem to have been a number of these kind of lights that have gone disappearing. Not the lights, but the solar thing that have gone disappearing. I'm thinking maybe somebody tried to take this, but this is the wind turbine one. Maybe somebody's trying to have a wind turbine. I saw a wind turbine in the Glanville region. Of course, I believe these individuals have a solar as well as a turbine, and I think that is a very wonderful thing right there, concerning, you know, things are rising. So therefore, I think it's only wise that you have your solar devices and stuff, especially as a result of the hurricane season, and there might not be, you know, electricity. I think these things are very good. But the question I must ask based off these things right there, hopefully this thing is rectified. It's put back up properly. Maybe a screw got loose or something, bent, whatnot. Who knows? But on the basis of this thing right there, the spinning ones, I don't think they do proper maintenance on these things, because I've been passing from time to time, and I've seen a number of these things just stuck. You have the wind turbine, which is supposed to be spinning, that will generate electricity to them, provide lights for the people who are passing. But sometimes you tend to see darkness. No less in the place, brothers and sisters. This is why I tend to wonder if the people in charge of this thing or putting this up. Here's a wild guess, brothers and sisters. Here's a wild idea. Wild. Don't you think they should try to, you know, do some, regular checkups on them, maybe, maybe lubricate them. Maybe the wind and rain has tampered with it and has caused it to get a little rust, and now it's stiff and it cannot turn properly to do what it is intended to do. So that's a wild idea right there. Why don't they just, do regular checkups on them, every month or every other month? They check Picard, then they check Portsmouth, then they check wherever. They check a number of them per day, or just pass around Dominica. Why don't they just tend to do these things, especially if you're looking for maintaining electricity during this time? I think it'll be wise for regular checkups to be on these things. Don't you think so? But instead we have, I guess some people realize that it doesn't make sense for these things to be up there, because some of them don't produce any light at all because they don't spin. I think this one is spinning though. But a lot of these things do not spin. Why doesn't Domlec or whoever is in charge of these things do regular checkups, put some WD-40 in them so they can spin? Maybe that's a very wild idea of mine. Very, very wild right there. But we have these things that are supposed to produce lights, and a lot of them don't spin. And some of those who have the solar things on top of them, well, if they're falling down, people go and take them and go and put at their home. I've seen a number of them from certain areas, but I wouldn't say nothing. But really and truly, hopefully this thing is rectified. But I don't just think these things to be rectified. I think they should do regular checkups. Magwisa, you cannot be passing on a road with a set of solar lights or turbine lights, whatever you want to call it, fan lights, whatever, and you passing and it's bare darkness alone. One of my people turn off the vehicle lights on these things that was on the road, and they had about 5 or 6 lamps, and darkness alone not there. I mean, so just like that partner was saying, I think it's Elias was saying about the pothole in Rosewood that was there for 4 months, and until he go and report it, they knew it was there for 4 months. They wait for somebody to come and tell them that there is a pothole there for them to come and fool it up. So you mean to tell me you're waiting for somebody to come and tell you to check this light? So you don't. So he doesn't think that maybe, hey guys, maybe we should try to do something. Maybe I should probably, if you cannot do it, hire some other people to do it. Hire some people to do it, to go and check and lubricate and make sure the fan is spinning, to clear these solar things. Maybe there's things on top of the solar panel that you need to do a little washing to clean it out, mock or whatever. to clean it out so that we have lights, Magwesa, in the dark places. But that might be an insane idea. Oh well. Hopefully this gets rectified. Moving along, brothers and sisters. So apparently April 1st passed about 2 days ago, brothers and sisters. April 1st. Why celebrate April Fool's Day when every day is a joke in Dominica? Every day is April Fools in Dominica, brothers and sisters. You know why? Because sometimes you tend to wonder, who's the fool at fooling the fool? Or who are the fools getting fooled? Or is the fool fooling the fools who think they're not fools but they're actually fools? So fool fooling fool, and everything is just foolish in the place, brothers and sisters. Everything is just foolish. You try to make sense out of the foolishness that they're trying to put, but the foolish people tell you more foolishness. You yourself is a fool. You believe in the foolishness because the foolishness is more coinciding with your foolishness. Guys, where do we come? Sometimes I always hear people saying this. Is my opinion, my truth, your truth, all the truth. Where do we leave room for the truth? The truth is absolute, you know. There's no Ben if way or whatnot. The truth is an absolute. And we must indeed find absolution, brothers and sisters. It's interesting how you look at life in this day and age, man. What is right and what is wrong. Nobody knows what is right and wrong. Nobody don't even know what is a woman. That is the state in the first world countries, the place that's supposed to be the most advanced and progressive. They now do not know what a woman is, and we are supposed to take leadership from them. As I'm talking about leadership, I remember the whole Rona injection situation, for which we were taking our cues from them, only to find out that they were lying to their people. Therefore, we also lied to our people as well. One of the questions I would have asked the very Prime Minister himself is, Mr. Skerrit, as a result of this whole injection that you say you would not force, but you obligated the employers, or you I'm not necessarily incentivized, but you admonish them for them to go and, hey, what are you guys doing about your workers? Are you going to tell them to get injections and this kind of things? What about that? You were pushing this on people indirectly. It wasn't from you, but indirectly you were doing that. And as a result of that, a number of persons got these injections. Look, today we're finding out that this was a very, very, very bad idea. Today they're still pushing it, but not as to the magnitude they were pushing it back then. A number of persons have these things inside their body that they cannot get rid of. To what extent do people understand? This is why I talk about the fool fooling the fools, The fool fooling the foolish. Yes, Lord. But hey, what do I know now? April Fools. It's interesting I got all this from April Fools. That is something else. But you have to ask yourself a question. Are you a fool who believe in the words of other fools even though there's objective reality in your face to say, hey, no, this cannot be right? Just like the very airport situation, brothers and sisters. We will move into that. Let me make you read this stuff right there. Listen very carefully. This is the MMCE rep on the airport project in the nature of the Caribbean Dominica, speaking about the geotechnical studies. 624 boreholes needed to be done or have to be done. 148 of them have been completed in the past year. 476 of them to go. 25 tests to be done. 25 tests to be done per borehole, brothers and sisters. For each borehole. Each test takes about between 14 to 20 days. So that means you have to take 14 to 20 times 476. You can take it at minimum and say 14 times 476 will give you the amount of days needed to complete at minimum. You know what is 476? You know how much days there in a year, guys? 365 and a quarter, they see. This is 476. And if you have to do one borehole per day, it would take about a year and a half, brothers and sisters. They say one borehole is about 14 days. Hey, let's say one borehole took 10 days. We're bringing it down for you guys to understand simple mathematics. That means there's 4,760 days to clear to clear borehole. All right then. The geotechnical study will not be completed for at least another 3 years, brothers and sisters. 3 years. And that is if they do it every day, consistently, no break. On Saturday and Sunday, no break. You will take your vacation after you're done with the project. Matter of fact, that is not even building the airport, you know, brothers and sisters. Matter of fact. Hey, look things in that place, Father. That was a true statement right there. We celebrate April Fools when we know every day is a joke in Dominica. You think it's joke? That is for the boreholes, you know, brothers and sisters. They're talking about building concrete plant and all kind of plant. We will talk about it in a while. Maybe it's not my words. We will go in that in a moment, brothers and sisters. Take a listen.
Well, right here is two concerns. Number one is, what are we doing as a contractor in MC, etc.? And I want to tell you that for the past, let's say, 1 year, we have been doing the geotechnical study of the land.
So you're saying for the past 1 year, we've been doing geotechnical studies for the land. Remember I told you guys, and I said this already, you know. Then people reach out to me for me to do aerial shots. The right drone, the Popo still have it. But the right drone would have been able to calculate this kind of things right there, brothers and sisters. On the land and the mass and all this kind of something there. Looking at the heat thermostats and all this kind of something, brothers and sisters. They wanted that drone for me to go over there and help them to find the swampy regions and so forth and so forth. They have come back, have been doing geothermal or soil testing studies, brothers and sisters. They're checking Mother Earth to see if where the airport is going to be built is conducive first to build an airport. But we...
Now, the required number of boreholes that we need to do is about 630 and 624 in specific boreholes.
But how do you know exactly 624? You said 630. Now you're saying 624 needed to be done. Of course, 148 have been completed. But how do you know that it's not 650? Maybe they calculate where they're supposed to think, and then they did a mathematical for the 500 acres of land that they're going to be using and say we have to go there and there. Maybe that's how they did it. Maybe. I'm just thinking out loud. Logically, brothers and sisters.
Out of the 624, we finished 148 to date. In order to do those boreholes, we have to do clearing. We have to clear the land, the trees, and we have to do clearing.
You have to do clearing. You have to obviously clear the land like they did in the previous reaction that they did with the airport. Clear the land and then start doing drillings.
We have to clear the land, the trees, and as you all know, it's all difficult.
This is why I mentioned also, we're talking about the climate, what do you call that? Climate change and this kind of things there. On the basis of having trees, brothers and sisters, that will help in cooling down the environment. Because you notice for yourself, whether it's concrete, especially in hot sun, Mystelics Rosso is one. Tell me you ever find that heat in the village areas, nah? You ever find that heat in the village areas? Them kind of heat that has been Rosso. Alright then. So that's mindful. You have to be mindful. When are they going to be planting additional trees? They're talking about cutting down trees. As a whole climate, no guys, don't believe me. I don't believe in this whole climate change thing. I think Mother Earth will do whatever Mother Earth wants to do to rectify itself. Just like when you look outside of the earth and you realize that there are hurricanes in a number of places, typhoons, and so forth and so forth. All kind of things tend to take place as a result of man tampering with nature, and then nature replenishes itself. You look outside, but you can also look inside the human body and see that very same thing. When there's viruses and all those kind of things, that the human body responds. And of course, depending on the kind of genetics and your immune system and those kind of things, some people's immune system are stronger than the others and able to fight off things much faster. I think my immune system is definitely like that because I don't... But yeah, so we have this inside of us. The T cells come into action, not just the T cells, but a number of cells come to action to make sure they destroy the things that should not be in the body. One of the things that should not be in the body is the injection. because they had to then bypass and trick the body not to fight against the very thing that they put in inside the body to then take over your cells. But let me continue. That is another situation right there.
These are the only areas that have been cleared. The total site area is 510, 525 in specific acres.
That is the acres he's talking about, where they have to do the boreholes. So that's how I think in how they did the testing. They probably calculated on the 500 acres. Okay, this is this spread all we have to do to see how the thing is.
And we're talking about 110, 115 acres that have been cleared. Someone will ask why? Why that, 1 in 48 out of 600? I say, okay, it's because when we do a borehole, we have 25 different tests for each and every borehole.
Yep. So he's pretty much saying why people are asking why you have to do all these boreholes and whatnot, and they're saying it's necessary to be done. They have 25 tests that need to be tested. 25 different tests per borehole, brothers and sisters. That takes between 14 to 20 days.
Now, in order to drill the borehole itself, depending on the depth of the borehole, some are 10 meters, some are 50, some are more than 50 meters. So each one has different layers and different tests. That's 25 different soil tests that we have to do for each and every borehole that is drilled.
So my mind is thinking that each, as they go lower and lower and lower, they'll get to see the different types of level of soil that is there and see if it's conducive to build something. If they have the hard rock stuff, or is it soft in certain areas, what they need to do there, what they have to fill up, and this kind of things. That's my knowledge on that's my thought process. Okay.
These tests take from 14 to 20 days for each borehole. That's what we're doing. Now, after we do that and we have a full study of the land, only then we'll be able to determine the foundation treatment methodologies.
I wish I had the airport where the UWP them had it. The airport that the UWP them had, but the projected place that the UWP had, they did the tests already. From my knowledge, they did the tests already. They did the tests already, figured that this place was the best place to build the stuff. There were a number of people who were coming in and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And instead of using that area, they chose a different area. And I've heard it's alleged that they sold part of this land to people that they owed during the elections. So they were doing things with different companies in Dominica during election time, giving people plyboods or what block or whatever they were giving them. And as a result of that, they sold some of the land that was conducive for the airport, because UWP was the one who selected that region. They said, no, we don't want that. We want to build our own. Made another set of... Guys, there's so much money. Dominica reminds me of the Wasco. The Wasco, and I don't know if it's Public Works that build the West Coast Road. I think it's them. But the Wasco and the people that build the road. So they build the road. Nice road. Woo! Nice, beautiful road, man. Then the Wasco come and mash it up so they can put pipe. They can lay plank. They can lay pipe. Sorry. They can lay pipe on this side of the road. So they have to mash up the road. Boy, hey. And we wonder why we're not going forward. I think that this is being done willfully. I think this is being done willfully. I'm not talking about the Wasco one. Maybe they didn't. Well, who planning these things? Huh? Who? Even the time we fix a road mark, you can't say, guys, we have to put thing, or you have to get that thing ready. Or the Wasco will say, guys, we don't have the pipes and thing yet, so let us wait. Okay, let's wait, fine. Wait, do one thing now. A certain there's hey, I was gonna say something. Let me leave that alone here.
What kind of foundations we're going to have and what kind of loads we're going to have. This is an airport. This is a zero tolerance runway. So it has to be done right.
Now, can you imagine? It has to be done right. He's right. It has to be done right. You can't just come and put things there, which of course is going to take about 3 to 4 years to do. So 3 to 4 years from now, Skerrit said the airport will be built by 2025. He changed his mind. He said 2026. 3 to 4 years from now is 2026 to 2027, and that is just the finalizing of the boreholes, not the airport, you know. The boreholes. Hey, or maybe I'm thinking to myself, maybe as they go through the boreholes and they say, okay, we have done 200 acres, let us start building the airport. But what if they continue building the airport and then they realize the rest 300 boreholes are not good, so they'll probably have to sidetrack or something? So that means they still cannot even start it. Let's say the 200 boreholes are done, they do half the airport, half of the place, half of the 500 acres, 250 acres have been covered. So even that being done, they still cannot say, oh, let's start the airport. Next thing, the other half is not good. So what you going to do? If you build peace and they say, oh, it's not good, then you're going to what? You're going to shift it? You're going to... Hey, or they can probably full up whatever they have to full up. Maybe put concrete or whatnot in the roof or what. I don't know. What is the whole thing on that? But they're going to require... No wonder he say $1 billion. No wonder. Huh. I wonder if the other international airports they did that. But there's something rather interesting I want to show you guys in a while. Let's continue.
Has to be done according to standards, and not only that, if we don't do that, then the airport will not be certified.
True.
In order to take the certificate or to earn a certificate from different entities, FAA, ECCAA, whatever, you know, there's many entities that we have to take the certification.
You cannot just go ahead and just build airport and then think plane's going to land. What if the plane land and then the plane does go boot up? You mash up those people playing in your airport. Therefore, the airport has to be certified. It has to be properly done, no doubt about it. My question here is the kind of things, if we had started back in 2014 like Scary had promised them during elections. Guys, as soon as we win the elections, we will start the airport tomorrow. We would have an international airport today. Since 2014, 2019, 2022. And we're going to now do a borehole in mountain when we had a suitable place already. We had a suitable place already, and they check in no because it's UWP that selected. They don't want it, so they want another place.
Without it, the airport will not function. We have to do it, but we have to do it right, so it can last forever. That's what we're doing now. Once we do this, then we will prepare the drawings, we will definitely submit to the planning and to all authorities, whether in Dominica or internationally. It's not our submission of drawings, etc. It's not only for Dominica, it's not only in Dominica, it's not only to the government of Dominica, but also to other international authorities.
So it's pretty much saying that for there to be international, I just said it this while ago, they have to, you know, certify the airport, you know, do all the testing and say, hey, this has been done, that, so our planes can land there and so forth and so forth. So we end up if we fall into the roof or something like that, you know, if the airport road not good and whatnot. You get the point right there, brothers and sisters. But I'm saying they really and truly, they don't need to do that, you know. If man can make airport above bridge, do we have to do drilling? It just hit me because I land, I think it's in Atlanta or somewhere, I land in the airport. And I self-checking, or you go to land me on bridge there, or you lie. I couldn't do nothing about it. But them people land over bridge, brothers and sisters. You know them bridge that crossing each other and thing? Oh, yes. So we fly and then the airport runway on top those things and they land in. So why can't we not do the same thing too? If we are not sure of the soil and whatnot, then why can't we just do specific areas and then build like a bridge above the ground to do things better? No. That wouldn't make... I think it would save a number of times there because we would be able to start the airport. But, you know. But there's something rather interesting that I want to show you guys right there. This is it. This is it right there, brothers and sisters. Let me tell you what they say. Look at the location of the new Chinese settlement. This is Chinese settlement, obviously, to bring people in. It makes sense now. They are building concrete structures. These buildings will be just outside the airport and right near the proposed access road. Furthermore, if the outer red line is boundary to the airport land, then there is much land for expansion of the community. This is what they're saying right there. Of course, this is the area that they're flattening. You remember the road coming so, and then you remember Wesley going, all right, and then you know this is the area that they claim, the flat place where they clear the trees and stuff with the little slope down the mountain and stuff. Okay. So yes. So they're saying that if they're building the airport there and they're trying to build some buildings and so forth there, brothers and sisters, wouldn't it be possible that they make an expansion of land there for the Chinese settlers or people who want to come in? Because I've been hearing, and this is another reaction I was going to be doing today, you know, but I have to go to a funeral. But on the basis of that, guys, we'll talk about Justin soon in a while. Or next tomorrow. Tune in, bro. Tune in. Is the eye strong? Tune in, brethren. So on the basis of this thing, we heard that Justin Su and so on was saying about, you know, people who want to use his thing, his app and those kind of things. They giving the Chinese the ability to apply for digital citizenship in Dominica. Digital citizenship in Dominica, which means they have right to then come into Dominica and build whatever they want to build and so forth and so forth. Wouldn't then that area be conducive for them to build, brothers and sisters, next to the airport? They don't have to interact with much people. They come in the airport, and they go in their house and they go. They fly to China, mother China, no, whatever is its name, brothers and sisters. You get me right there. So wouldn't that be place be considered? You know, new houses for imported workers. You're gonna be able to build it around that area. Proposed road, so the road going to go out. So we're going to go out. So okay, all right then, all right. Palm Tree Road. So this is where you come in and you go into the airport. Whoop. Yes, I think you have to bend on a little landing console. But this is the airport area that they're trying to build. So they have to clear out all those people there. All those people there. People don't get money for their land. I remember when the workers went to Wesley, but Wesley people don't show up. Why should we then feel sorry for people that don't get money for their land? You shouldn't feel sorry for nobody. Because those who need to be there are hiding. They are hiding for fear of being victimized for their own money. Well, stay without your money. Security, you're doing right. Don't give them their money. They don't come and show up. Don't give them their money. If I was government, well, I wouldn't be wicked so. But if I was scared, I would not give none of all your money for all your house and take all your land and give all your promissory note that will pay 25 years from now. Them college fees. But it's interesting, brothers and sisters. This is the plan. This is the airport. This is the, you know, where they unpack the airport. This is the road that they're planning to build there. You know, all the way down. And then they have to make the road across around the airport. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing it comes around there. Phase 1, this is the area. Phase 2 is another one. So, I mean, we've seen a number of things there. We've seen a number of, you know, things. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Guys, I saw this thing right there. Know your parasite. Know your parasites. There's the dietic, there's the doctic, and there's the lunatic. But of course, you know, sometimes they should have a third category there. They should put the people tick. That is what they should put. Because what happened into Dominica is as a result of the people allowing that to happen to themselves. It's not scary. No, scary does what you allow him to do. If you give him power over you to use your money to keep you oppressed, boy, that is something. To use your money, you paying in taxes to do things for you. He using it to keep you oppressed in whatever way he sees fit. Then it is your fault. Any man can take your money and use it to keep you down, and you staying quiet. Well, so be it, Father. So be it. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts. Maybe it's just me. What are your thoughts on the whole situation right there? What do you think the airport is gonna be finished built? I know it's not going to be in 2016 for sure. 2026, I know it's not going to be there. All those carrots say that, but you know, it's just to appease the people. 2014 pass, you know. Next day, 2026. That is 12 years later, we. And it's still not going to be built in 12 years later. But of course, you know, that is how things going in each other, the Caribbean. But of course, happy April Fools. I didn't tell you happy April Fools. Happy April Fools today. With all that said right there, guys, if you understand what I'm saying, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through. It is your boy Mystelics. See you guys in the next reaction video. Tune in. You want to hear the next one. Boom bang.